Hey everybody, it's Jen with Two Sister Bees. Welcome to the channel. Happy New Year to everyone. I am so excited to be ringing in 2023 with you guys and sharing with you my biggest financial success, not only of 2022, but of honestly my entire life.
What did you do?
I was able to complete my pot of gold 20,050 weeks savings challenge.
Oh, wow.
And in today's video, I'm going to be unstuffing the $20,000 with you guys. So exciting. So I think that the big question here is how, right?
Yeah.
How did you do it? How in the world did you save $20,000 in 1 year's time? Well, I'm gonna do my best to answer that question while I'm unstuffing the cash, and I want to motivate and inspire you guys to get your own pot of gold savings challenge going and save 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, or save even more than 20,000 for 2023. Let's get started. Okay, you guys, who wants to unstuff this cash and talk about how you can start saving your cash?
I do.
Each envelope in this box has $400 inside. So let's get going with unstuffing. Okay, so the first thing I want to tell you guys about how we got started this year with saving our money is we changed jobs. My husband got a job offer across the country. We literally moved from South Florida to Northern California, and believe me, that was not an easy decision. And that goes back to, believe me, I know no one likes change. The hard things are usually going to be the most worth it. So don't be afraid to look for a job that maybe will pay you more or has better benefits, or just get a second job.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's temporarily to get yourself out of some debt, or to get your emergency fund set up, or to get yourself 3 to 6 months ahead with your bills.
Girl, you right.
Nothing is permanent, right? Everything that we do is temporary. What's the saying? The only thing that's permanent are taxes and death. That is very true. So the next thing I want to tell you guys is to start small. Short-term goals are always going to keep you on track and keep you going. I started with doing the snowball method on my credit card debt. That was my short-term goals. I started with the lower amounts, the $1,000 ones, the $2,000 ones, and the snowball method really did work for me. And that's what really got me motivated to keep going. You may need even smaller short-term goals. You might want to challenge yourself to save $50 a month over the next 3 months and see how you do. You might even just want to try a weekly challenge and challenge yourself to save $25 at the end of the week. Every little bit counts. Another statistic that is really interesting is I think it's like 40% of Americans cannot handle a $400 emergency. So if anything came up that was unexpected, that cost more than $400, it would really cause everything to just go into a spiral. So let's put that $400 into perspective, right?
Okay.
If you saved 50 cents a day for 1 year, at the end of the year, you would have $182.50. You would be almost halfway there.
Well, all right then.
With 50 cents a day. If you saved $1 a day, obviously that would be $365. Now you're really almost there. But if you saved $1.10 per day, you would have $400 at the end of the year.
I can do that.
So do not discount those small savings that you could start with. They do add up and they do count. The next thing that we did was I stumbled upon the No Spend Challenge in late February of this year, 2022. And this is where things really took a turn for Jason and myself. I started with challenging myself to do it for 30 days. After the 30 days, we were doing so well that I ended up going to 60 days. I really wished I would have went even longer than 60 days. But doing the No Spend Challenge taught me and Jason things like delaying gratification, right? I would say that is a big one. We started to use what we already have. I would walk around the house and find things that I could use instead of just going on Amazon and buying whatever it was I thought I needed. The impulse buying pretty much is gone now after doing that for the 60 days. I really don't have that impulse buy problem any longer, which is unbelievable, especially when Amazon is always there. It's never going to go anywhere, right, guys? So even if you don't want to do a no spend challenge, because I know that's not for everybody, instead of getting on Amazon and immediately clicking the button to buy and have it shipped right away, put it in your cart and wait 2 days.
And then what?
And in that 2 days, you can price check and make sure that you're getting the best deal. And if you still want that item after 2 days, then go ahead and get it. But at least you delayed your gratification, and that might start a new habit for you in 2023.
Okay, what else? What else?
The other really great thing about doing the no spend challenge for me was it has really shown me, or taught me, I guess, how to see when I'm starting to fall off the wagon again, which actually I have been doing for probably the last at least month, I would say. This month of December, I've not been doing very well with my spending. And of course, Christmas is involved, but there's more than just Christmas. So I need to get myself back on track, and I am so ready to do the no spend challenge again in January, starting January 1st.
Tomorrow.
So another thing that you can do to start saving some cash here and there is, and I know everybody says this, but cutting those subscriptions. No! They are a huge business, and they're a huge business for a reason, because they are making money off of all of us, you guys. I didn't have a whole lot of subscriptions, but I definitely had enough to where they did add up, and I got rid of pretty much everything except for Hulu and Netflix. I do still have those.
Well, of course.
I do not have cable TV. That's another big one. And check that phone bill, you guys. Are you using all the data that you're paying for?
Maybe we didn't.
Are you paying insurance for a phone that isn't really worth that much?
Maybe we do.
This happened to me. I was paying $40 a month per phone for the insurance, and when I looked on eBay at my exact phone, I was able to purchase a brand new one for $300. Why was I paying $40 a month on insurance for a phone that is only worth a few $100s? It made no sense, and these are things that I think we just miss. So make sure you check your phone bill.
Maybe we will, maybe we won't.
And your cable bill, and your subscriptions.
Fine.
All of that can add up to a few $100s a month. Okay, you guys, as you can see, I've got it all out of the envelopes. And now I'm going to get it situated so that we can count it. I still cannot believe that I did this. Unbelievable. So while I'm doing this part, I want to talk to you guys about the big ticket items. And that would be your house and your car.
We need those.
And this is where Jason and I made some really big changes this past year. So believe me, I am definitely practicing what I'm preaching to you. The first thing we did was made the decision to stop having and or paying for things that were no longer serving us. And we started with, and this is where Jason really proved to me that he was on board with all of this saving talk that I had been doing. So he had a 1969 VW Bug in the garage at home in Florida. Obviously nobody's in Florida, we're in California. So he sold his little VW, and that was where we started. We also had 2 RVs.
Why?
Now our situation is a little different, where we do need at least 1 RV because we travel for work, but we did not need 2. So we sold the big one. That was a huge amount. We ended up just breaking even on that, but it got off of our credit report, and obviously we did not have the payment any longer. Then after that, we realized, why do we need this big dually truck when we don't have the camper any longer? So that was the next item off of our list. We sold the dually truck, and I purchased a regular sedan car, used 2018, and the cost of that car was about 1/3 of what the cost of the truck was. So that was a huge savings. The last thing we did, and this is very extreme, but we sold our house in Florida. We decided that as much as we loved our home, there was just no reason to keep it any longer. We could not control the renting of it from 3,000 miles away. We had a lawn guy and a pool guy, and you know, all these different vendors, and we just couldn't keep up with everybody doing their job and doing it in a timely manner in order to continue to rent it as an Airbnb. So we sold the house. And what I would say to someone watching this, obviously I'm not telling you to sell your house and to sell your vehicles and do all of these kind of extreme things, but you can do things like renting out a room in your home, or if you are a renter, downsizing your apartment or just looking for a cheaper apartment in general. I actually have been in both of those situations. I was renting a 2,500 square foot home at one time in my life, and I lost a job due to two hurricanes, and I ended up moving into a 600 square foot apartment to make sure that I could make ends meet until things started to pick up for me. I also have been one of those people that have rented a room. Before house hacking had a name, I guess, now it's called house hacking, where people rent out rooms and they pay their mortgage with the rent that they are charging. I was a room renter. My daughter was 3 years old at the time, and we rented a room. And there was another person that rented the second bedroom, so the owner of the house was essentially living mortgage free. So that is an option for you guys. And as far as a vehicle, there's a couple things you could do in that department to lower your monthly expenses. One is, if you have a partner, could you potentially make one car work if you both have a vehicle? If that's possible, that's a huge savings. If it's not possible, what about downsizing your vehicle? Could you take your SUV and just get a sedan? Could you take your truck and get a regular car? And if neither one of those are available to you, definitely check your car insurance and do some shopping around at the beginning of next year here in 2023 for that, because I did. After years and years of being with the same company, I decided to price check myself, and I ended up saving half. I went from paying $1,200 a year to $650 a year. Okay, so I'm getting down to the last few stacks, and we are going to count this up. I am super excited about this. Obviously, as you guys know, this has been a full year of saving in the making. This almost didn't happen at one point. If you watch our channel, you might remember I thought that this money was going to have to be used for a home improvement. I was up to around $13,000 in the savings challenge, and we thought that we were going to have to put a new fence up. And we paid for the fence to be put up. And that was when we decided to go ahead and sell the house. So we got that money back, and the 20K was back on. So things definitely always change. You never know what's going to happen. Let's take a moment. Wow, I am just flabbergasted at this. I have obviously never seen $20,000 all at one time. So I am just in absolute awe of this. Wow. Okay, so let's count it up, right? I don't know. I think we should.
Do it.
Okay, you guys, let's start counting it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. $20,000.
Say what?
Okay, you guys, I am so glad you hung out with me today and watched me unstuff my 20K. This was the biggest thing of the year for me, and I'm super excited that I got to share it with all of you on YouTube today. I want all of you to decide how much you are going to save in 2023. Are you going to do 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, or more? Maybe you're going to work on that $400 emergency fund and put away $1.10 a day, you guys. Come on, you can do it. Let me know in the comments what you've decided for 2023 as your pot of gold savings challenge. If that no spend January sounds good to you, click the link below and print out your free tracker. Go over to Facebook and join our Facebook group. We're all going to be working on this together the entire month of January. If you are not a subscriber to Two Sister Bees, hit the logo over here in the corner and be a subby. And don't forget, we've always got our cash stuffing, our savings challenges, our newbie videos, and much more going on for you guys. Happy New Year again, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.